Hello, welcome to this tutorial where they will tell you the adverbs of frequency. Study habits. I got an A again. I got an E more. You got an E more again? How do you do it? Well, I always do my homework and I often ask the teacher for help. Well, I'm usually late for class and I never do my homework. Maybe I need to try your study habits. Adverbs of frequency 1. Adverbs of frequency say how often sometimes happens. The adverbs of frequency are always. For example, he always studies. Next, usually, often, sometimes. For example, he sometimes studies. Rarely. For example, rarely studies. And never. Adverbs of frequency 2. Adverbs of frequency come after the verb be. For example, she is sometimes late. The students are never bored. Adverbs of frequency 3. Adverbs of frequency usually come before other verbs. For example, she often checks her answers. He usually pays attention in class. Usually and sometimes. Usually and sometimes can also come at the beginning or end of sentences. The dog eats hamburger sometimes. Sometimes the dog eats his hamburger. The dog sometimes eats his hamburger. Practice number 1. En la siguiente práctica vamos a trabajar en parejas. Vamos a describir los hábitos de estudios. Vamos a utilizar los adverbios de frecuencia y vamos a formar frases como del recuadro. For example, study my computer. I sometimes study at my computer. Las siguientes oraciones las vamos a utilizar cada uno con los adverbios de frecuencia, como always, usually, often, sometimes, rarely y never. De las oraciones son las siguientes. Study in the front of TV. Ask the teacher for help. Be early to class. Review my grammar notes. Make flashcards. And be attentive in class. Question whichever. Use ever in yes, no question. Ever means at any time. For example, are the athletes ever easy? Does he ever get an E? Be careful. Do not use ever in affirmative statements. For example, do you ever come on time? Yes, I ever come on time. I always come on time. I never come late. Question which how often. Use how often to ask about frequency. For example, how often do you study with a partner? I rarely study with a partner. Practice number 2. De igual manera, vamos a realizar la siguiente práctica en parejas. Vamos a responder a las siguientes preguntas con el how often, que significa con a menudo, con los siguientes ejemplos. For example, how often you. Example, while I sleep studying. How often do you fall asleep studying? Number 2, why tired? How often are you tired? Con las siguientes acciones o las siguientes frases vamos a completar utilizando el how often you, que nos quedaría how often study you in a group.